Hello. Hello, good people on YouTube. It is I, SpookyMemphis XLR8, welcoming you to the 100 Days of Yu-Gi-Oh! Where every day for 100 days we're dealing with a different deck every single day. I'm making my debut today. I have not been on the channel in a while. I had to take a medical leave, but for now, I'm here, and we're taking a look at another episode in the Elemental Week, a week of different attributes in the game. Today is the day of the dark attribute. I think I got this one because I'm me. But yeah, we're taking a look at a Shaddoll deck, which is a fusion deck that likes to summon out many different fusions of many different attributes, actually. It's not just dark monsters, it also has earth monsters and water monsters and even fire and wind monsters. So it's both the darkness deck and a deck of many different attributes. So we're going to be playing some games in EDO Pro, showing off the wombos and the combos, as they say, showing off how Shaddolls work. And a big shout to Mr. Deverick Phillips, who asked us to play Shaddolls today. So thank you very much, sir, for offering us an idea for us to play in this series. So we're going to go into EDO Pro now and show off this deck and show off how it works and have a good time. I look forward to trying this out. I've not tried these personally, but it looks like a cool deck. Alright, our first opponent. Another day, another card game. Memphis said to try to go first with this deck, but can also go second to a degree. So that's what we're going to try and do. Our opening hand is fairly nice. I do have a fusion spell. You like the fusion spells because this is a fusion deck, of course. We're going to start with Winda. This is the monster you usually try to start with, as far as I know. It limits special summoning. And all the Shaddolls, they do things when they're sent to the grave for card effects, so we're going to use all those. Memphis had me practice this a little bit. I'm still a little rusty on it, but essentially this is what we're trying to do. We're trying to get many monsters, and I can add any Shaddoll I like. I think I'll get Hell Shaddoll because I'd rather not draw that. It's very big. And we'll summon Beast. We'll summon Beast face down in case it gets to our turn next and we can flip this, and this lets me draw more cards. It's a really nice card. And I'll end my turn there. I think that's possibly enough, but we'll see how it goes. You know, Shaddolls, they're a cool bunch of cards. I do like them a lot. And, you know, so long as I can keep getting more of my fusion spells, I'll be able to do all the things I need to do. So we're up against the Mikanko archetype. Okay, what does that do? Add a Mikanko card. Summon a Mikanko from the hand or the deck. Okay. He's gonna try and, let's see. And equip it with this card, turn that monster to the hand. I don't think I want him to do that. I will activate my Shaddoll Schism. This lets me fusion summon using cards from the Monster Zone and the Graveyard. This is why I have a second Winda, because if that sort of thing happens, I don't want something to happen to Winda. Because I kind of need it on the board to do things. Mikanko Ritual spell. Okay. So what does this do? Destroy cards upon control, such as the number of equipped spells with different names in the grave. Oh. Okay. Interesting. And then he can re-equip a card. But because he's special, so I don't think he can do whatever this does. Yeah, because you only special summon once while Winda's on the field. I mean, both of us have to deal with that. Oh. Okay, they can attack twice. Okay, that's not necessarily good. I'll have to do something. Okay, that might actually be helpful. I do have super polymerization. That could be very useful here. I'm going to start by flipping up Shaddoll Beast. This will let me draw 2 cards, and then I have to discard 1. Oh. Okay, I think I need to use this. Super polymerization. I can fuse with cards on both sides of the field. So I'm going to fuse this, and I think Beast. So that way the Beast will still activate. And I kind of want that. And this is a good... Oh, there's a lot of good cards here. But I have to get rid of 1. So, yeah, that's what we do with this deck. We do a lot of fusion summoning. Unfortunately, my opponent surrendered. I'm not sure why, though. He had a lot more life points than I did. So he was winning, so I guess I interrupted what he was trying to do. Sorry, but that's kind of what the super polymerization is supposed to do, is interrupt the opponent. So, yeah, so we take a win. We got a win. That's nice. We got the win, but that's what this deck is trying to do. We summon many fusion monsters. You try to start with Winda, and then you build into other fusions. You just need to... At some point, you sometimes have to get rid of Winda to do a lot of summoning, but that's why we play 2 of her. So that's good for duel number 1. Let's go for duel number 2, and see if we can summon some of the other cool fusion monsters, because there's quite a few of them in here. Alrighty, second opponent, and let's do it again. That's right. So we're going at it again. My opponent will get to choose, and we're going to go second this time. Which is okay, I think, because that way I could do some of the other things that our deck can do. So we're up against the... What is this? Millennium Archetype. Okay. We're up against the Millennium Archetype, which I don't know what this does. I guess it summons a giant golem of some form. Searches a field spell of some type. Place a monster as a continuous spell. Place a Millennium monster as a continuous spell. That seems pretty powerful. And there's also a super heavy samurai... Oh. Okay. Okay, I guess that's... You're doing something. This is a tuner. That was a not tuner. Oh, Baron de Fleur. Okay, what does this do again? Targets a card and destroys it. When a card or effect is activated, negate and destroy it. Okay, this seems like a very powerful combination here. I thought this was the Millennium Archetype, but maybe I was wrong. Maybe this is actually the super heavy samurai archetype. Okay. And then you can equip with this. Summon this card. Okay. Alright, so my opponent will have... Let's see. Frame Lord Omega. That's, oh. He got rid of my Fright for Patchwork, which is unfortunate. Show 5 Forbidden One monsters from... What on earth is going on? What is... Oh. Well, there goes Baron de Fleur. I'm not sure why you even had that on the... There, if you're going to do that, but okay. Obliterate. Okay. Let's see. When a spell trap or effect is activated... So... I think I need to start with Infinite Impermanence to at least stop him from negating my other things. And we're going to activate Polymerization. Activate Polymerization, and what does Obliterate do? And or deck to the grave. Return that target to... Okay, I think I should go with something else then. I'm going to Fusion Summon into Shaddoll Construct. Construct will use its ability, and I'll use Wendy's ability to get another monster. So with Wendy, I'm going to summon Shaddoll Falco. It's a pretty nice monster if it stays around for a long time. And I don't have any other Shaddolls. So I'm going to send Squamata here. And then Squamata will send another monster. And let me think. If I sent Dragon, I can destroy a spell trap. Is that good? I think that would be good, because then I can destroy Obliterate, right? I think that's a good idea. Or should I destroy the other card? Maybe I should destroy the other card. Because I know what this is. Oh, what does this do? Destroy all cards the opponent controls. Alright, that's okay, I think. Falco will activate its effect, so it comes right back. Unfortunately, but I also have Edge of Chain, so I can at least attack into his Incarnate, but I think he'll use the Obliterate trap now to protect this. So I suppose I should have gone after Obliterate after all. So now I'll use Edge of Chain's effect. I can add another one to my hand. That way I'll have another one, just in case I need it. Alright. Okay, well, I'll have a couple Edge Imp Chains then. So, unfortunately, that's all I can do. I suppose I should have done something about that trap after all. I wasn't sure, to be honest. I was thinking if I destroyed this card, then, you know, I guess it wouldn't have mattered too much. What does this do? Shuffle 5 cards into the deck. Oh, okay, so we can recover that. And then this just comes back. Okay. And what does this do? It did something. Destroy by card effect. If it battles, make it gain attack equal to your life points. Okay. That's not necessarily good. He has a lot of life points. But luckily, Falco will still summon a monster, so that's something. Let's get... Well, that's another difficult thing, is that he still has that trap of his. So I'll set Drago, and maybe this will work, and maybe it won't. I'm not sure. He might just be able to use this again. But I'll set Dragon just in case, because if he doesn't do that, if this gets flipped, I can return this to the hand, and it'll go back to his extra deck. So, maybe. Possibly. Okay. He will attack into the Shaddoll Dragon. Okay. Well, thankfully that will activate Dragon's effect, so I can return this to the extra deck. I'll lose my Dragon, but I think I'm okay there. Although I don't think I can use Patchwork anymore. I have both of my Edge Imp Chains here. So, I really need to draw into... I need to get my Shaddoll Fusion would be good. Right arm of Exodia. Why did you put that there? I guess he just really wanted to? Oh, he gets another monster. Add a Millennium Monster or Sengenjin from deck to hand. Okay. Seems a little contradictory that if your fusion requires you to have, like, a lot of life points, why you be paying so many to use these effects? Although, then again, these are pretty big monsters, and they're bigger than mine at the moment, so I don't think I should judge. Alright. Alright. Another Millennium Cross. And, okay, so we can summon that fusion again. I think I don't know if I can make it out of this. This deck seems pretty powerful. If my deck can do things, then, you know, this deck can do even more things, I think. My deck can do a lot of cool things, but if my opponent's able to do this, it's a lot more difficult. Let's see. SP Little Knight. Target 2 face-up monsters. Okay, so I just have to not use a monster effect. Okay. I think I can manage that. But I just don't know if I can manage to do anything about the fusion again. Although then again, the Little Knight leaves again. I'm not sure why he keeps summoning monsters if SP Little Knight leaves the board anyway. Maybe there's some strategy there. I'm not entirely sure. But I think... Man, it's weird. I have the most life points he did. I'm losing. I guess life points just really don't matter anymore. I thought that they would, but maybe not. So... Unfortunately, my Egypt chain will get bounced back to my hand. And that'll destroy my Shaddoll's core. Which is normally fine, because when core is sent to the grave, I can add back a Shaddoll spell trap, but I currently don't have any. So, let's see, in the standby phase, yeah, his, this will come back, so I think yeah, that's, let's see, that's 3,000... 5,800. Oh. Okay, so that's what that's activating. In the end phase, he can set the thing that keeps destroying my board. Okay. Okay, now I understand why that keeps activating. Okay. So this is what happens when the Shaddolls don't get to start with Winda and do the thing that they're trying to do, the fusion summoning. I mean, I did get to fusion summoning, so I can't really complain too much, because I did do that. Let's see. During your standby, if only I had a way of inflicting 1,000 damage. Unfortunately, I don't, so I think I lose. Yeah, I believe I lose here, because he'll just return my Egypt chain to the hand again. And unfortunately, there's nothing I can do about that. I can use Effect Veiler, though, so... during his main phase, targeted effect monster... Okay, maybe? Maybe. I don't know if this works or not. Does this negate Effect Veiler? That'll at least negate this for a turn. Rolling Lockbird. Why would you summon that? Or are you going to summon SP Little Knight again, perhaps? Maybe. That's exactly what he did. Okay. Yeah, I had a brief moment thinking that if I negated Exodia and then it went to my opponent's next turn, he would take that 1,000 damage. But it didn't quite work out. So we take a loss there. You know, we tried it, and we had things going at one point, but unfortunately my opponent's deck was a little faster, and I was not able to summon out the things I needed to summon when I needed to. So these are things that happen when you're playing a game like this, I suppose. So let's we have time for one more duel today, and then we'll reveal the deck list and all that. So let's go for one more duel. All right, everyone. It is the third opponent, the fighting third. Yeah, punch a punch. Okay. So we are going second again, which, again, not a good thing, but we'll see how it is. I have Wendy. I have Hollow. I have 2 copies of Effect Veiler. What are we playing? Dark Magicians, Eternal Soul. Okay. Preparation of Rites. So this is a Dark Magician deck. Reveal this card. Add a Dark Magician or a non-ritual that mentions it. Wow, that's a lot of cards that can search out. That is. Okay. Going to add Magician's Souls. Alright, I think I could do something about that. Potentially. Depends on what he's doing with it. Send a Dark Magician. Summon this card, or send this to the grave and summon Dark Magician. Okay, so he'll summon the Dark Magician. It is a reasonably powerful monster. Set the rod on top of the deck. Oh, and then you can draw another card. Okay. I think I should stop this, though. I'll attempt to stop this, and my opponent surrendered. Why did they surrender? I don't know if I should count that as a... Does that count as a win? Maybe? Let me check, and we might be doing a fourth duel. One moment, everyone. All right, everyone, we're back with a fourth duel. According to Memphis, Dark Magician players deserve that or something. I don't know, but he said to count that as a win. But we have time for one more game today. I think that's fair, considering that duel is very short. And this looks like a neat little hand. It has a lot of the cards I like in it. I've got 2 Shaddoll monsters. I've got my Fight for Patchwork. I have Effect Veiler, so that seems pretty good of a hand. I mean, I can interrupt a monster's effect. I have 2 monsters for fusion, cards to discard for super polymerization, and I can search out 2 more cards. So I would say that's a pretty good effect, or a hand, I should say. What did he do? Fire Ant Ascator. Scarlight Red... Wow, that's a very fancy monster. That is a very fancy monster. I shall... Alright, it's our turn then. Let's see what we have. We're going to start with Fright for Patchwork. I can add a polymerization and my Edge Imp Chain from my deck to my hand. And my opponent surrendered. Okay. Memphis. Alright, everybody at home. So, Shadows today. Memphis said to just call this one 2 out of 3. To just combine the last 2 into 1 because, you know, we don't have all day to wait for people to stop rage quitting. That's what he said. So, Shadows are a very nice deck. They have a lot of different things that they can summon. I'm sorry, I'm not better, and I could have summoned more of the other fusions. There are many, like Duelss here, which says that you can't special summon with spell traps, which stops some things. There's Greista, which can stop special summons. So it's kind of like it combines with Window very well. Apcolone and things like that. So we didn't get to summon as many fusions as we wanted, unfortunately. Things sometimes happen like that. You have a plan and it doesn't work out perfectly, but this deck can summon all these cards. It just didn't happen as we'd like it to happen today. Unfortunately, my opponents, I guess I interrupted them in certain ways that they didn't like. So I'm sorry to my opponents that, you know, I did that. I wish I could have let you done everything you wanted to. That's my bad. But thank you very much for watching nonetheless. I had a fun time with the 1-2 duels that we had fully. Even though I only won one of those, it was still a fun day to me. I enjoyed it. And hopefully Memphis will let me back on the show in the future. And I can try out some other decks. I need to still recover a bit more from the incident. But yes, thank you for watching. Here is the deck list if you're curious about trying out a Shaddoll deck in the future. So for the main deck, we have one of the Hell Shaddoll Hallows, 2 copies of Shaddoll Beast, 2 copies of Shaddoll Dragon, 3 copies of Shaddoll Squamata, 2 Edge Imp Chain, 1 Shaddoll Ariel, 3 copies of Shaddoll Wendy, 3 copies of the Mathematician. We have Shaddoll Hedgehog, Quad Shaddoll Chaos, Shaddoll Falco, 3 copies of Effect Veiler, 2 copies of Polymerization, 2 Fright for Patchworks, 3 Shaddoll Fusion, We have Foolish Burial, El Shaddoll Fusion, Call by the Grave, 2 copies of Super Polymerization, 3 copies of Infinite Impermanence, 1 Shaddoll Core, and 2 Shaddoll Schisms. As for the extra deck, we have Shaddoll Construct, Nightmare Unicorn, Dragon of the Swamp, 2 copies of El Shaddoll Winda, 1 El Shaddoll Wendigo, El Shaddoll Apkalone, El Shaddoll Greista, Starving Venom Fusion Dragon, 2 El Shaddoll Constructs, 1 El Shaddoll Annoyatilis, 1 Predaplant Trip Veritum, and 2 El Shaddoll Shekinaga. As for the side deck, it's really just other Shaddoll monsters, and if you want different amounts of them in the deck, like more beasts for more drawing. Hound can flip a monster face up, so it can flip, like, I think Hedgehog and search cards. There's some of these pendulum monsters like my one opponent was using, but I don't think you use these too often. Other fusions. There's a neat field spell for Shaddolls that we didn't play today, but it is an interesting card nonetheless. And then there's Sinister Shadow Games. So this can also flip monsters face up. So that's today's deck, everybody. Thanks for watching. Memphis said to show off what's tomorrow's deck. What is day 42? What is this? Horus? Wow. That looks cool. I wish I was playing this one, but maybe I'll play some other cool decks in the future, I hope. But this one looks pretty neat. So stay tuned for tomorrow to see Holacti, the Creator of Light. So, yes, thank you everyone for watching today. SpookyMemphis is signing out. I'll see you guys hopefully very soon. Until then, y'all have a very lovely day. Take care.